want to go into something other than nursing, you could easily get a job.
Yeah.
At that time, they were paying 36,000 with a degree. 36,000 a year. Big deal.
Wow.
But that was not me.
Okay.
That was not.
So you're not going to nursing, you went into
laboratory sciences. So I realized, you know what? And then I have this very good friend. She's been like my best friend up to date.
Yes.
A Nigerian, a Yoruba lady.
Okay.
She was also prepping to come to the US.
Yes.
Luckily, she has a host family in Philadelphia.
I see.
So 6 months after I came, bam, she joined me. Yes!
To join you where? Here?
Yeah, in the US.
Okay.
She was in Philly.
Oh, I see.
So she has a host family in Philly.
Philly.
That host family was more open to other opportunities. They've been here for long.
Okay.
So they kind of understood the system.
Wow.
But she was interested in the nursing thing.
Okay.
But then I wasn't. She said, no, I would change. I would change. They said, with the lab, you're not going to get paid and that. But there are schools here in Philly.
Yes.
No one showed me how to get to a school here
imagine?
in Maryland. Nobody.
Because most of them had never gotten.
Yes. And most of them had never gotten, they did not have the interest.
Exactly.
I think that is one thing, but it's different now because our people are seeing the world differently from before. Then people only came to get a job.
Exactly. Just to work.
Just to work and make money. But I wanted a career.
Good. There's a difference.
Yeah, there is. And I wanted to have a profession, which is mine. Okay. Something I love. So it's not just about having a job.
Yes.
If it's about having a job, I can get a job. Exactly. I can go to nursing school and get a job.
Yes.
But I wanted a career.
Good. That you really like.
Yes, and I wanted to go to school. I felt like I didn't have enough. You know, Nigeria is a wonderful place.
No, it is.
Very developed, very advanced.
Yes.
So I understood the importance of education. So bachelor's degree is like you haven't even started.
Exactly. It's just the beginning now.
Yeah, you've not started.
See Nigerians with doctors everywhere.
Yes. So I heard that very strong. But because of my friend in Philly, I had to move to Philly because she said there are schools everywhere.
Okay.
So we could get into something.
Wow.
And before my brother knew, I already worked things out with her, and I told my brother, I'm going to Philly. What? Who do you know in Philadelphia? You know that kind of thing?
Yeah.
And he was very protective of me.
Okay.
And he was scared. You are a girl. You just got here. And, you know, all that stuff. And I understood where he was coming from.
Yes.
But I'm sure he did not understand where I was heading
Exactly.
to. He tried to either discourage me or to... But I said, no.
You were firm. You knew what you wanted.
I knew what I wanted. Wow. Because I didn't find a friend around here.
Okay.
We had family. Family is here.
Of course.
And, you know, people I knew, people I met here. But everybody, nurse.
Yeah, nurse. So you went to Philadelphia, you got admission?
Yes.
Interesting.
So I went to Philadelphia, thanks to that same friend. And then I got admission. By then, Johnny Moore was already in the picture.
Good. That's the next question. I want to know when he came into the picture. When did he come?
He was the one. So, thanks to that, my friend said, there's a Cameroonian here. You know, my friend is a Yoruba girl.
Okay.
And then, so, you know, he's been here for some time. Okay. He can really get us connected. You know, we can get to school because she and myself is all about school.
Okay.
We didn't really care so much about job. By the way, of course, you can't live in America without a job, right?
To pay your fees.
So all this time, I was working as a waitress.
Okay.
In
the restaurant.
Very, very intentional.
Okay.
Why? Because I knew I can't work as a waitress forever.
No.
So I wanted a job to give me money
to pay your bills.
To pay my bills.
Yeah.
But because it's not a good profession for me, I know I will not last there.
Exactly.
I know there is no way I can stay. I didn't want to go into CNA and all these things because I could be tempted to stay there.
That's true. That was a good decision.
Yes.
All of us have all worked as well as
I decided, yes, waitress was the best thing.
In the restaurant, washing plates.
Yeah. While I was in communication with my friend,
yes,
one day this guy came, I don't even remember his name, a white guy.
He came where?
To the restaurant.
Okay.
And he, through conversation, I was open, I was talking.
Okay.
You are very intelligent. What are you doing here? I told him. Exactly what I'm doing. I told him my background.
Yes.
And then he referred me, behold, to Philadelphia.
Okay.
He said there is a center there. You can write their board exam and get yourself integrated.
Wow.
I said, really? He said, yes, I'm telling you. I don't have the number right now, but I will look for it.
Okay.
The guy had to come back to the restaurant.
Was he working there?
No, he just came to eat.
Can you imagine how one works?
Yeah, I was his waitress.
Wow.
And through conversation, somehow he got it that I was intelligent. He said, what are you doing here? So, and I told him what I was doing, and I told him my challenges.
Yes.
So then he came back, I think about a week later or so, gave me that number. I called the number. They said, oh, you need to translate your transcript and evaluate it.
Okay. And
if it's in French, translate it and then evaluate it to meet the American equivalent, and they'll give you a certain number of credits and all that stuff. I sent this information to my friend. He said, oh yeah, come, my host will help you and all the like. We went there. Okay. So now I called them. They gave me the information, gave me some books that I have to read.
Okay.
First, I have to evaluate my credentials, and then I have to study some books to write the board exam.
Okay.
Depending on how much credits that the evaluation center will give me. I think they call them what, West?
Yeah, West.
West, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So World Evaluation Service, something West. They call them West. Right. So I worked out with that friend Zainab.
Yes.
So we called them and they gave me all these requirements. Came back, by then Johnny Moore was already in the picture.
Okay.
They said, okay, well.
How did he come into the picture?
Zainab.
No, it's an interesting story with that, because I was living in the same apartment.
Okay.
With a Nigerian friend.
Oh.
Our door was just next to me.
Okay. And you knew her very well.
So she used to come sometimes. She was in the nursing school. This was courses, so she used to come and use my computer. So it was just next door to me. So one day she came and said, John Moore, you're a very nice person. You're a very nice person. I have a Cameroonian sister that we studied in Nigeria together that I want you to know.
Okay.
That's when I think after this one day, I went to her apartment.
Okay.
And she called Pam.
Okay. And you met her for the first time?
Yes.
You never met her
because she was
before.
talking of Limbe, Boya, that she has been to Limbe, Boya. I said, no, that's my city.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have a Cameroon friend. So I was actually introduced to Pam by a Nigerian.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
Interesting. You have never known her before.
Yeah.
So the friendship began there. Oh.
Yeah.
We are talking of the 80s here. No,
yeah,
90s.
1998.
1999.
Yeah, 98. That was when you went to the US.
I just came,
Exactly,
and
you had moved from Washington. You had moved to Philadelphia.
He has moved from 10 different states.
Yeah, because I moved to Pennsylvania way back in 1991.
Okay. So you knew Pennsylvania very well.
Yeah.
What an interesting story.
Yeah. I was working as a case manager in so many agencies there,
Okay.
So there were so many Africans in that apartment.
I see.
Yes.
What attracted you to Dr. Pam? What was that quality of a woman that?
Yeah, actually, the Nigerian girl, Zainab, she told me that she was a very close friend to Pam, that she has been to Nigeria.
Okay.
And that Pam's father was a driver in CDC.
Okay.
They spent time together and they were so nice and all that.
Yeah, she's visited.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's a really
Oh yeah.
special
So
friend.
she told me that because I know she came.
No, my entire family know her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She lived in the house in Limbe.
Wow.
So when I saw her with that background that she had given me,
Yes.
I just knew that she was speaking the truth.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what was your perspective of him when the first time you met him? What was the impression? I'm sure your friend
brother
must have
who
told
is to
you.
help me get admission in school.
Okay.
helped me navigate the system.
And he did help you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Okay.
Because when I met her,
Then internet just started.
yeah,
Barely, and
yeah,
you said no, you can do it by internet.
Yeah.
I'm like, which school do I go to?
Okay.
And then he referred me to Jefferson.
yeah, Thomas Jefferson
Thomas
University,
Jefferson,
because
yes.
I had been in Philly for long, and I was a social worker. I knew all the schools.
Exactly.
I've tried to apply to all the schools, so I knew Thomas Jefferson as a scientific university.
Okay.
Very, very reputed.
Notable.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I told her that this is the school that you should go to.
Okay.
So we actually sat down and did a portfolio for her
Wow.
and
Interesting.
submitted to Jefferson.
Okay.
And they gave her a lot of credit. They took all those credits from West and from Nigeria and gave her a lot of credit.
Wow. So, it was
So
here.
she went to Thomas Jefferson now and did 1 year and had another bachelor's degree
Okay.
in medical technology.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
That's
all that
special.
one came to cement my relationship with her
Okay.
because we were doing things together. And all
Together.
that. Yeah.
And getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So after that degree in technology something?
Medical technology.
Medical technology.
Medical laboratory, labs,
Oh,
lab
okay.
science.
Lab
Yeah.
science. Let's
Yes.
be very specific.
Yes.
Say it was lab
So
science.
in bachelor's, it's
Yes.
called medical laboratory technology.
Okay.
Yeah, but by the time you go to the master's degree, then it becomes a laboratory sciences.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
So after you had a master's in the laboratory sciences?
No, you had the bachelor's first.
First.
Yes.
Mhm.
For 1 year.
Yes.
Because of her credit.
My credits.
Yeah.
right.
Wow.
Then she started working with her first job. When she had the bachelor's, she had a job with the University of Pennsylvania.
Immediately.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was working in as a lab technician,
That's good.
lab technologist.
Yeah,
Okay.
but what happened was while I was in school through this period,
Yes.
and with the referral this guy gave us, and then by then West had already evaluated my credits.
Yes.
I wrote the board exam and I passed. I didn't go to school. I
Okay.
wrote the
You
board
just got
exam,
it.
I passed. Meanwhile, I went to medical, what do you call that thing? Medical assistant school.
Okay.
Briefly, because I was just thinking, just get into a school system,
Yes.
just to understand
The
how
system, how things
schools,
work.
yeah. But that was a vocational school, and it
Okay.
just helps you. You are just a medical assistant. They're usually like the front desk people in doctors' offices.
I see.
But they have other disciplines in between medical assistant, like phlebotomy,
Yes.
which I was more interested in because phlebotomy was geared towards the lab.
Okay.
So I went there in that vocational school, got that certificate, and then, but I realized that, oh my God, this is so beneath me, my
Okay.
level.
Exactly.
Yes. But then I had the phlebotomy certificate, which I could use phlebotomy to draw blood.
Oh.
Yes. The people who draw your blood in the lab, so
Interesting.
they are called phlebotomists.
Phlebotomist.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I had that, and then I wrote this board exam and passed.
Yes.
So I started working in a lab.
I see.
Yes. I started working in a lab
In
and-
Philadelphia.
in Philadelphia. Then while I was in school at Jefferson, I was
Yeah.
working now at the Jefferson School because it was Thomas Jefferson University Hospital.
Yes.
So they have a hospital lab there.
Okay.
I was working in the hospital lab and then going to school again in the same campus.
Interesting.
Then
That's
once
good.
I graduated, I went to University of Pennsylvania, which was like 10 blocks away, 10 streets.
To do a doctorate.
Then I was working.
Working.
Oh,
Guess
okay,
what?
Okay. Yes.
So by this time, we're talking how many years? 2-3 years in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 98, 99.
Yes.
I met Johnny Moore 99. Quick temper.
Yeah.
I was pregnant. So quick temper. So all these things are just happening
Yes.
so fast. But then pregnancy was intentional.
Okay.
I think I was ready.
Okay.
I was ready.
That's so good.
So I did not care about protection, and I was like, you know what? By then, I'm beginning to get a lot about what it takes to be comfortable in America,
Yes.
and I realized that it's going to take a long time.
Yes.
If I want to follow academics, like I
Exactly.
really want to,
Mm-hmm.
then the other aspect of life, which I really respect,
Yes.
may be delayed
That's true.
in a way that I would not like.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have this old mindset, not like today,
Traditional.
where it says, oh, if you are 30 years and you don't have a child, it's not good for a woman.
Yeah.
I don't know where that thought came from.
Exactly.
I think I grew up with it somehow.
And it still stands there. Many people
Yes.
keep saying it. If
Yeah,
a
you
woman
still hear it today,
yeah,
right? Right. So when Johnny Moore was available, and I'm like, okay, je m'en fous. So it happens, and
Yeah.
behold, bam! I'm like, whoa. So I said, okay, I wanted a child, and I want to have my children before I'm 30.
Okay.
And in my head, I was saying, I could go to school after 30
Exactly.
years,
But
but I
the
may not be
children-
able to have children after 30 years.
Very logical.
So why don't I just have the children
Yeah.
since the man is available? All what I want is a good father for my
Exactly.
children. So that happened.
Wow. I'm so
But-
impressed.
Yeah, I did not leave school. He was very supportive
Okay.
all through. He
Great.
was ready, and I was like, "Do you really want to marry me?" Like I did not believe.
So when did you finally believe? How did they?
After all the children.
Okay. Dr. Pamela Mor,
No, the thing
Johnny,
is,
can you tell us
Actually,
what happened to
when
us?
she became pregnant
Yes.
on my first daughter came,
Yeah.
she said Johnny Moore, and if you born this pikin way, you not talk to my papa.
Okay.
She stressed on that
Okay.
because I was very scared.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to approach her father.
To tell him.
Yeah, to tell him.
Okay.
Okay, so I sat down and wrote a letter to Pa.
Very formal.
Yes.
This
Yeah,
man with the grammar.
introducing myself to him and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know what Pa did?
No.
He replied and sent me four sachets of toilet tea.
Okay.
Yeah. And he called you that you're my son, you're my son. That touched me a lot.
Wow. You
Yeah,
put it in the envelope.
yes. He sent it to me. I received it.
Wow.
He said, thank you, this and that.
Thank you for letting me know.
Then at one moment, I think we got the house phone, because he has a house phone number.
Okay.
We actually
Called.
We get the card and called, and I spoke to him and introduced myself to him.
Okay.
He was very happy.
Oh my
He
God.
had to do
Yeah,
that
he was
because
very-
everybody in the family
Yeah.
was very worried.
I can
about
imagine
me.
your family that
Yes,
loves
my
you so
family,
much.
yes.
Yeah,
Pam, you just got to America.
Yeah.
Do you know this man?
yeah.
Boys, and then the idea was boys fool girls
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
first I had a green card, I had papers.
Yeah.
There were many guys around who don't have papers.
That's true.
So when we come with papers, fresh girls, they will use you to get their papers
Mhm,
and
it
they
does
will
happen.
dump you.
Yeah.
And then not only that, I think there was some element of disappointment.
Okay.
Like Pam is not going to be that doctor anymore. That
that
everybody has been waiting and
for.
dreaming, and and then the fear,
Yes.
because I came here 1 year after I'm pregnant. Do you really know what you're doing? And so everybody was like, so I could tell,
But
but
you assured them.
there was a lot of stress. But I assured them, I'm going to
Mhm.
go to school. I'm just going to go to school. You guys don't know what I'm seeing here.
Okay.
I know what I'm seeing.
Of course.
Let me have the child. And at that time, I was thinking I'll have the child and send the child home.
Yeah.
And then I'll focus on school
Yeah.
because I still wanted to go to school. But
And everything
then
worked out perfectly.
yes, he worked out
Yeah.
perfectly. By the time I was in the US for
Yeah.
6 years,
Okay.
I had my bachelor's, I had my master's, I had 2 children, I had a husband.
Can you imagine that? That's wonderful.
Yes, yes. And I had a job. So, but then after the master's, I want to take care of the family, the kids.
Okay.
I've
Be
been in
close to
school
them.
too much. I'm getting pregnant. I'm having kids. I'm going to school. I'm
Yes.
defending thesis with heavy stomach
Yes.
and all these things. It was time to take a little break.
Before the
then-
break, I'm interested
Yes.
some more to know
Well,
that letter, the content of that letter you sent.
oh my goodness, do you
So-
want to
so-
say that?
So
Yeah.
was the content of the letter introducing yourself?
Yeah, I was
or
introducing
myself.
saying you want to engage.
I don't know.
Actually, I just wrote, I introduced myself that
Oh.
I'm this.
Okay.
And then
You're
Pam
interested.
Pam is, I'm with Pam,
Okay.
and she's pregnant and she's carrying my child.
Okay.
I think that's how I introduced myself to Papa.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
That's
I
good.
didn't say I want to marry at the time.
Okay. Did you ever say later?
Yeah,
Okay.
Did I
Of
do
course.
what?
yeah, I said it to
You
Pam
proposed later. Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
How-
I called Pam over the phone.
Okay.
I spoke to him
Nice.
because the man was very nice and he was treating me as his son.
Okay. Okay.
Even he used to tell me, Johnny Moore, you know you marry my pikin, you know say you marry my pikin, and you my pikin. Very humble man. So I used to be touched when he speaks to me, because the first time I saw him, because he came here when Pam was graduating for the bachelor's.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
in 2001.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
We invited him
Yes, to come.
to come.
And he actually
So
came
when he
and
came,
loved
I
it.
saw him. He's very humble man, very religious. I mean, he's imagine a driver like that, very humble. So I used to be very. I never wanted to hurt him.
Okay, never.
Yeah, I said I would never hurt him, and I would never hurt his daughter.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. That
I
was
saw it
powerful.
sometimes the way somebody. I said, no, I can never hurt this man.
Wow.
Yes.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful. So he was here for some time.
Yes.
Yeah, he stayed here for a while.
Yeah.
Help us with Ken for a while.
So he was happy to carry the kid.
Oh,
Yeah, he was carrying the kids.
Okay.
He came when the kids were 2 years, 1 year.
Okay.
So he used to carry.
He's been going in and out.
Yeah.
That's
in and
good.
out.
I'm
He
happy
came
to know
before
that.
Ken was 1.
Yeah.
And we
I see.
celebrated Ken's 1-year birthday with him.
Yeah.
Oh, so nice.
And he
Then he
stayed
came the
for
other time
and,
when Mia was already there,
Okay.
because he came again for her master's degree.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was in Philadelphia.
In
Yes.
Philadelphia.
So how did the movement come to Washington? Before then, your doctorate was done here or in Washington?
No,
or in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Here.
The
Okay.
doctorate you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Okay.
I said, because when we were in Philadelphia,
The man.
she was working with
You put me in.
Yes.
she was working at the University of Pennsylvania.
Okay. Okay.
So we were looking for another job, because she had had her master's.
Yes.
That's where we went and signed a line and saw one company, they call them Kelly Scientific.
Okay. The company.
Yeah, they call it, it's a staffing company, they call it Kelly Scientific. We saw it and
Interesting
they
names.
were advertising for some scientific positions with Merck Pharmaceutical.
Okay.
Merck is the largest pharmaceutical company in the Northeast region here.
Wow.
They have the factory in West Point,
Okay.
Pennsylvania.
I see.
So they were looking for a scientist to work with their drug development program.
Okay.
So she applied
Wow. I'm glad.
and she went for interview and
Yes.
she was taken.
Okay.
Yeah. Then she
Interesting.
moved now from University of Pennsylvania to Merck Pharmaceutical, working with the drug development unit.
Wow. Here in Washington.
No, in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania. We're still in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
still in
he
Pennsylvania.
was moving to Maryland.
Okay, we're
No,
still
we're
in
still in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Because she worked with Merck
some
Merck
time.
Pharmaceutical for
Yeah.
like 3 years.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
And after that 3 years, what happened?
Yeah, after the 3 years, we went online. She started looking for another job again.
Okay.
We were thought of moving to Maryland.
Okay.
So
Why?
we felt that to move to Maryland, we should look for jobs in Maryland
Yes, of course.
and be sure first.
Yes.
So we went online and saw a positions in NIH, but through another company.
Okay.
So we submitted her profile, which is very rich,
Of course.
and we called her. And we actually drove from Pennsylvania and
To
went to Bethesda for an interview.
okay.
Yeah.
How was it?
Yeah, it was great. She went there 2 interviews. She attended like 2 interviews with another pharmaceutical in Rockville there and all that.
Okay.
And all of them offer her positions,
Wow.
but she preferred the one with NIH.
Good. Good. Why did you prefer that?
Well, I guess it's almost obvious. But at the time, I didn't know as much as I know now about
Okay.
the NIH.
Yes.
But I knew enough to know that it's a huge research agency.
Okay.
Yes, but not only that. In all honesty, I think the pay was better.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
pay was better at
Yeah.
the time.
I see.
And I knew that it was a great institute. So
Okay.
it's not like I was going down from Merck, which is a big pharmaceutical.
Yes.
You don't want to go now to a smaller
Exactly.
organization.
Yes.
So
Wow.
going to NIH is just like equivalent to the government side of the companies or corporate. So
Wow.
and the
Interesting.
pay was better at the time. So
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting. So that was still in Pennsylvania.
I applied from Pennsylvania,
and
to
you-
work here in Bethesda.
So it was accepted and you had to
to
move.
move.
Yes. That's what made us to relocate.
Okay.
So
How
when
was
they
the
had the
movement?
job, we had to relocate.
Kid here.
Yeah, yeah.
When was that? Are we talking
No,
of the year
2006.
2006.
Yes,
Oh, I
2006.
see. That's
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah. And I've not worked anywhere
Since then.
since then.
Since then,
I've
she has
in
been with
NIH.
NIH, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
15 years now.
So how did the doctorate program come about?
So of course, you know that old childhood dream
Exactly.
of being a doctor.
Of being a doctor.
If I can't be a medical doctor, I have to be something
Exactly.
that I'll be called a
A
doctor.
doctor.
And of course, by then I knew what a PhD was from
Okay.
Nigeria,
Yes.
and I was really aspiring towards that. I was
Interesting.
already in the science world now. I was
Okay.
not in the clinical side of things.
Okay.
So clinical side, you're looking at the nurse, you're looking at the medical doctor. Those are the clinicians, the clinical side of things.
Yes.
But I'm in the science world
I see.
with the laboratory background. That's the science.
Yes.
So the next big step was the
The
PhD.
PhD.
I also knew that you could have a PhD in laboratory sciences, but by then I didn't want to work on the bench anymore.
Okay.
I had
Okay.
already changed my interest
Yes.
in working on the bench,
Interesting.
meaning work in the lab.
Yes.
You know, under the microscope and all that
Standing
stuff.
and
Yeah, we do a lot of sitting actually, but it's just
Okay.
the microscope and
Oh.
everything. And by the time I went to MEC,
Yes.
remember I have this love for family
Yes.
and that passion or responsibility. I had children by the time.
Of course.
So at MEC, wow, this is real America. 9 to 5, no weekends. Bam,
Can you
that's what I
imagine?
want.
So you're
I
free.
left the hospital because even while at University of Pennsylvania,
Yes.
I'll be on call.
Oh.
I was a lab supervisor.
Okay.
So you work
It was
in
a
all
shift
these
job.
off shifts,
Oh.
you
4
know.
to 12 midnight and all
I've
that.
done all the shifts.
Yeah.
You know how, especially when I was in school.
Yes.
Like I said, I was in school, I was pregnant, I did all these shifts to accommodate or to get that family and work life balance.
Yes.
So working overnight, working middle shift, the afternoon shift, work in the morning. I mean, they will give you shift differentials, a little money to entice you.
Yes.
But I tell you, every human being needs some amount of nocturnal sleep.
Of course. You
That's
need 8
that-
hours.
You need that nocturnal sleep
Yeah.
at night.
Interesting.
So once I got into Merck, this
Yes.
is Philadelphia.
Yes.
I hope you're following.
I'm fine.
Yes, I got into Merck.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like home professionally.
Okay.
I felt like home professionally.
Free weekends.
Yes, free weekends 9 to 5. I
Yeah.
could balance up kids' daycare. Then I said, you know what? Hospital, done.
Done. Okay.
And I found even a more justifiable reason
Yes.
why I shouldn't even think of being a medical doctor.
Okay.
Of course, by then I had already been pushing it back,
Yes.
but now it was like, yes,
Clear.
you really don't need that. I don't want weekends. I don't want, and I saw how the doctors work so hard.
No, I can imagine.
It's like that's not me.
I was a
Because
chaplain. so
yes,
know
I
what it
want
is.
I want my freedom.
Yes, with your family,
With my
especially
family,
time with your family.
Yes, with children. So
Wow, I
I
get it
learned-
now.
yeah,
That's so great.
and
That's
with
so
my
great.
masters, I was introduced into drug development. My
Okay.
thesis was actually about drug development. I
I
did
see.
a lot of pharmacology
Yes.
with my masters, and I think those were some of the reasons why Merck was interested in me.
Okay.
So once I was absorbed by Merck,
Yes.
I said, okay, that's it. I felt like home.
Wow.
So everything I want to do now has to go towards clinical trials research.
Yes.
I was very interested in that.
Okay.
So coming to NIH is all what we do there at clinical trials research.
Okay.
All the patients
Yes.
or participants, as we call them, depending on the institute where you are,
I see.
they are in a clinical trial.
Mm,
It's a medical research agency.
okay.
Yes, we have a hospital,
Yes.
but it's not a trauma center.
Okay.
It's not an emergency
It's a
room
center.
hospital. No, it's a research institute.
Wow.
So NIH actually stands for National Institutes. I
Yes.
stress the institutes, S,
Many.
of health.
Okay.
Because some may miss it for National Institute of Health.
of the
No,
institutes. There are many of them.
Yes, there are many.
Oh,
It's actually made up of 27 different components,
interesting.
which are called institutes and centers.
Okay. And they are in charge of researching.
Research.
Wow.
And